How's it going, guys? Airsoft Man 819 here again with another video. This is gonna be like pretty much just a review and a discussion kind of in one. Today's video is going to be about third-party Xbox 360 hard drives. Now Xbox 360 third-party hard drives have been around ever since the Xbox 360 was introduced. And there are basically two different hard drives you can get, two different types. The original or legacy hard drive for the original Xbox 360, the big one, the one that snaps on top, or the Xbox 360 Slim hard drive, which is an internal hard drive. And both hard drives on the inside are actually the same thing. They're both just 2.5-inch SATA drives in a modified enclosure. So it was pretty easy. Well, when third-party manufacturers figured this out, they figured out that it was pretty easy just to make imitation hard drives, third-party unlicensed hard drives, and sell them for half the price. So they are roughly half the price of the OEM Microsoft hard drives. A lot of people think just because they're half the price that they're half the quality. But matter of fact, most of the time, the hard drives enclosed in these Xbox 360 hard drives are name brand hard drives. Just the enclosure is the thing that's manufactured by third party. So I decided, because I got an Xbox 360E sometime back, an Xbox 360E 4GB version, and I obviously needed a hard drive, so I decided to order a hard drive online. I purchased this hard drive for $70, which is roughly half that of the OEM Microsoft hard drive. I purchased the third-party 320 gigabyte. The Microsoft version of the 320 gigabyte hard drive is somewhere around $120, $130, which is completely ridiculous for a 2.5-inch SATA drive. If you buy just the SATA drive, it's like half that. So today's video is going to be on the X360 hard drive. This has rip-off written all over it. For one thing, there's no Xbox logo at all. It doesn't even say Xbox on it, as you can see here. It's got a little picture of Xbox 360 avatars. The hard drive comes inside the box. This one is actually marked. You can see here, 320 gig. I didn't even know they made a 1 terabyte Xbox 360 hard drive, but apparently they do because it says it right here. So it just comes in the box, wrapped in bubble wrap. I've already taken the hard drive out of the box, so show you guys that real quick. And here it is, the little Xbox 360 hard drive. There's a couple differences between this and the OEM. Obviously, it doesn't say Xbox 360 on here, and it's lacking the sticker on the back. Some of the third-party hard drives do have a sticker. This individual one just doesn't. The mechanism is the same. To release the hard drive from the console, you have to pull down on this tab, and it releases that clip right there to pull it out. You can see on the guts here, it is a 2.5-inch SATA drive. I took the liberty of taking this apart and looking at the brand of hard drive that's in here, and it's Hitachi. I don't know if you guys know anything about Hitachi, but they make high-quality PC components like hard drives and disk drives. They made a few disk drives for the Xbox 360 back in the day. And hell if I know, the Hitachi drive could be the one that's inside the OEM. So Hitachi is a good brand. This is a Hitachi 320 gigabyte hard drive. Please take my word for it. I did take this apart. If I would have thought about it, I would have taken a picture of it, but I didn't. So I put it right in my 360 and it recognized it, and I downloaded all my stuff to it, and it works just fine. So it's just as good as the OEM. The only thing about these that isn't as good, there's two things really. The enclosure, the plastic enclosure that it's in, it's kind of cheap. There's seam lines on it. This individual one had like a bulge in the case, which is why I took it apart. There's a bulge right here in the case. I had to take the top off and file off a little piece of extra plastic and put it back together, and it worked just fine. But the actual plastic enclosures are cheaper, but the hard drive on the inside is what matters, and it's name brand. So you can't go wrong with buying these. They're half the price. They're just as good, if not better, and they're half the price. So you can't go wrong with them. Now, the only thing that would make this a deal breaker for someone is the original OEM hard drives have a emulation partition on them to emulate original Xbox games. And these, since they're unlicensed, do not have the original Xbox emulation partition. So you can't play original Xbox games with one of these hard drives, which is not a deal breaker for me, because if I wanted to play original Xbox games, I would just get an original Xbox. So this has been my quick video on the third-party 320 gigabyte hard drive. It's just as good, and I would definitely recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later.